Hey, good morning, everybody. Brian Garrett here with Loan Depot in Bend, Oregon. And today I'm talking about evil stepsisters. Specifically, we're talking about kind of the downsides to these amazing housing markets that we're having, right? So right now, real estate market is just booming. It's going nuts. Whether you're doing refinances or purchases or investments, things are going crazy, blowing up, right? Which is awesome. Yay. Yay for everybody. But there's a downside to that, right? And so today we're going to talk about specifically one of those things, just one example of kind of a downside of these markets and something to be aware of. So today I'm talking about inflation and how is that manifesting right now with today's booming housing market. So a great example that came up yesterday during Barry Habib's MBS Highway show, he was talking about lumber prices, right? So here's what happened. When COVID first struck and the markets looked like they were going to take a turn and nobody really knew what was going to happen, a lot of builders and a lot of suppliers were playing it safe. So what they did was, they kind of either slowed production, or in builders' cases, they had to let people go, right? So they laid off some teams, laid off some crews, because the idea was there wasn't going to be such a big demand for new builds. Well, fast forward to where we're at now, and boy, were we wrong, right? So we do know that the housing market is still exploding. People are still buying homes. People are still wanting to build. So where's the problem, Brian? What's going on? Well, the problem is that whole supply and demand chain, right? So because the supply side kind of shrunk down and now the demand side is so much bigger than they expected, we're actually seeing quite a bit of inflation. So to give you an idea, in the last week, lumber prices went up 8%. Year over year, they're up 111%. That's nuts. So what does that mean? That means if you're trying to build a house today versus if you tried to build a house last year on this same day, the lumber itself would cost you 111% more than it did back then. A year ago, pre-COVID. So that's just one example of how inflation kind of creeps into these really explosive, really positive markets. And real estate markets are really important because there's a lot of other tertiary kind of satellite industries that are connected to real estate. And so when those markets start becoming impacted and things slow down on the supply side, if the demand side is still going crazy strong, you start to see this compensation, and in this case, inflation, for some of those supply costs. So that's why I'm calling it the evil stepsister of this Cinderella real estate market. All right, so yeah, I did that on purpose. It was cute. It was fun. I've got a Disney coffee cup, so it all works, people. This works today. All right. Anywho, that's it. Inflation, lumber prices, booming housing market. All right, you guys enjoy your day. Thanks for checking me out. I'm Brian Garrett with Loan Depot here in Bend, Oregon. Have a wonderful day. We'll catch you next time.